Excerpts from Chapter 7 of To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, narrated by Greducator. Scout and Jem continue finding small objects in the knothole of the tree in front of the Radley house. The following week the knothole yielded a tarnished medal. Jem showed it to Atticus, who said it was a spelling medal, that before we were born, the Macomb County schools had spelling contests and awarded medals to the winners. Atticus said someone must have lost it, and had we asked around? Jem camel-kicked me when I tried to say where we had found it. Jem asked Atticus if he remembered anybody who ever won one, and Atticus said no. Our biggest prize appeared 4 days later. It was a pocket watch that wouldn't run, on a chain with an aluminum knife. "You reckon it's white gold, Jem?" "Don't know. I'll show it to Atticus." Atticus said it would probably be worth $10, knife, chain, and all, if it were new. "Did you swap with somebody at school?" he asked. "Oh, no, sir." Jem pulled out his grandfather's watch that Atticus let him carry once a week if Jem were careful with it. On the days he carried the watch, Jem walked on eggs. "Atticus, if it's all right with you, I'd rather have this one instead. Maybe I can fix it." When the new wore off his grandfather's watch and carrying it became a day's burdensome task, Jem no longer felt the necessity of ascertaining the hour every 5 minutes. He did a fair job, only 1 spring and 2 tiny pieces left over. But the watch would not run. "You reckon we ought to write a letter to whoever's leaving us these things?" "That'd be right nice, Jem. We can thank 'em. What's wrong?" "I've got a good mind to tell Atticus." "No, I reckon not." "I'll tell him for you." "No, don't do that, Scout." "Scout?" "What?" He had been on the verge of telling me something all evening. His face would brighten, and he would lean toward me. Then he would change his mind. He changed it again. "Oh, nothin'." "Here, let's write a letter." I pushed a tablet and pencil under his nose. "Dear Sir," said Jem, we appreciate everything which you have put into the tree for us. Yours very truly, Jeremy Atticus Finch." "He won't know who you are if you sign like that, Jem." Jem erased his name and wrote, "Jem Finch." I signed, "Jean Louise Finch, Scout," beneath it. Jem put the note in an envelope. Next morning on the way to school, he ran ahead of me and stopped at the tree. Jem was facing me when he looked up, and I saw him go stark white. "Scout!" I ran to him. Someone had filled our knothole with cement. "Don't you cry now, Scout. Don't cry now. Don't you worry," he muttered at me all the way to school. When we went home for dinner, Jem bolted his food, ran to the porch, and stood on the steps. I followed him. "Hasn't passed by yet," he said. Next day, Jem repeated his vigil and was rewarded. "How-de-do, Mr. Nathan," he said. "Morning, Jem, Scout," said Mr. Radley as he went by. "Mr. Radley," said Jem. Mr. Radley turned around. "Mr. Radley, did you put cement in that hole in that tree down yonder?" "Yes," he said. "I filled it up." "Why'd you do it, sir?" "Trees dying. You plug 'em with cement when they're sick. You ought to know that, Jem."